I'm going to be a senior at Brentwood High School.
And I'm Marshall Nathan, and I'll be a 10th grader at Brentwood High. Camp Barnabas is a camp for adults and kids with special needs who get to experience something more than they would at home.
They have anything from autism to Down syndrome to cerebral palsy to spina bifida, and some are in wheelchairs, some are able to walk on their own. I was a CIA, which meant I was a Christian in action, and basically I'm assigned one camper for the entire week, and you go to all their activities with them.
And I was a barnstormer, which is basically I was behind scenes cleaning up after everybody. Each day you were assigned a different activity, one of three, which was either you were a server, which is you would serve the CIAs and their campers, or you were on dishes, which is cleaning up after the campers, or you were on bathrooms, which is cleaning all the bathrooms in the whole camp. I like serving because you got to really interact with not only the CIAs but also the campers.
I learned that nothing is impossible with God. These campers are told every day of their lives that they can't do something, and here they have God with them every step of the way to help them.
Why I went to the camp was, like, of course for the campers and stuff, but what I think God really told me through the camp was, if you want that glory, that high from it, then you're gonna have to get down and get dirty and work for it.
Well, I think being a Christian is help spreading the word of God, and there's no better way of doing that than helping serve others, and especially at this camp.
Like Christians, that you don't want to keep your faith to yourself. You want to go out and share what you have. One of the times I thought I really felt God's activity time. Me and the camper Jason, and Jason can't really speak very well. So he'd get on his computer and he'd play his favorite song and smile, and he'd spin around in the chair, and that was his form of dancing. And I felt closest to God was when he took his computer and he typed in, "This is so much fun. God is amazing."
My camper and I like to race, and of course they usually won. And then they thought it was funny when my toes would get run over by the wheelchair, so they liked that as their entertainment of the day.
I think that's great for them to really experience these things that other people experience just on our normal, and we take it for granted.
My name is Sarah Rains, and I'll be a senior next year at Ravenwood High School.
I'm Alyssa Stockard, and I'll be a junior at Ravenwood High School.
We went on the South Texas mission trip, which was in Hidalgo County, Texas, which is one of the poorest counties in the United States.
On the mission trip, we built a house, and we put up drywall and sheetrock, and we primed and painted the outside of the house. Family really didn't speak much English, but two of the little girls did. And Maria actually had a heart defect. And so living in this house with all this dust was just like really making her sick.
For a few of the days that we were there, we worked with the kids at Vacation Bible School, and we would go around the neighborhood in the morning and gather the kids, and we would go around and talk to them, invite them to come to VBS. We did crafts, we played sports, and then we also sang songs and just played with the kids, and it was a really great experience. It was mostly the people who were truly the most affecting part of the trip. They all were just so joyful, even though they had almost nothing at home. They would come in the morning and they would be so excited to come and play, and they would be happy, and then have these big smiles on their faces that would just make your entire day. And I really got close to this one little girl, Alicia, and there were also two other boys, Otto and Axel, and they were so cute. And Alicia, I probably chased her around the church 100 times. Otto and Axel, I would go and play soccer with these two little boys who beat me so bad.
I guess I learned about God. When you're completely far away from your comfort zone, He's completely in your face and always there for you, so in a good way.
Well, on the trip, it was really amazing that everyone, while we were there, the entire time we were truly working just for the glory of God and to show God to other people. And it's something that you don't really get to experience every day.
I guess one thing that was really kind of big like that was, like, I knew nobody. I really knew nobody. And I came out of this trip and I knew everyone. Just seeing kids act and without even thinking about it and just wanting to be there for everyone was just amazing.
My name is Mason Bergen. I'm going to be in 9th grade at Brentwood High School. I went on the Nashville mission trip. On the first day we went to an assisted living home in Franklin, and we got to exercise with the elderly. Got to do intense finger and arm exercises. And then we got to do their Christmas in July celebration. We got to make these stockings out of felt. I got to work with this very nice lady, Miss Peggy, and she had her stocking, and we were just supposed to write their names on it with like glitter. And she got me to write her name, and then she was like, my stocking looks really boring, and I was like, I think it's okay. She was like, now how about you draw me like something down here? And I was like, okay, like what? And she was like a wreath, and I was like, okay. So her frail little hands couldn't draw the wreath, so I had to push the glitter out of the thing, and I drew a little wreath, and she was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, draw me a candy cane. And I was like, okay. And so I did that too, and all the other ladies were like, oh, that's amazing, draw Santa Claus. And I was like, I don't think I can do Santa Claus. And so that was a good connection for me, because I felt like I was helping people and making their day a little brighter. We went to the church the second day, and there was a big pile of dirt that we had to move and spread out next to the church to block out water from going in, because they had just had flood damage. All the rest of the days we went to the old beaten up house, did a lot of yard work, and we painted it, and I was kind of in charge of doing the lawnmower. And then I got to climb the giant ladder and paint the high parts of the house. Missions are important because there are people like us who can help fill the needs of people, and then there are people with the needs. So I think we need to come together and work with each other and stuff. My faith grew because I was in the bathroom washing my hands one of the days, and Travis came in, like, oh hey Mason, how's it going? And I was like, oh hey Travis. And we started talking about how our weeks went and stuff. I was talking about how we were fixing the house that was beaten up, and he started going into how we couldn't fix like the entire world. We can fix the world for someone. So we may have not fixed the entire world. We fixed up one messed up part in fixing that house, and I think I saw God through Travis in the bathroom.
Hey, I'm Dana Gary. I'm going to be a sophomore this year at BHS.
I'm Kate Cabin, and I'm going to be a sophomore at BHS as well.
This year on Jubilation Tour, we went to Cincinnati, Ohio. We started off our tour at a veteran's home. None of the veterans came, so it was like all random people from the street. Even though we had like none of the audience members we intended, we had a bunch of people there who actually still appreciated it anyways. From that point, I realized that this was going to be like a great week.
Yeah, that performance really just kind of set the tone. We kind of gave everyone hope. Hey, this isn't so bad. You know, we can really touch lives, you know, and that was the first day. So, unlike some places were retirement homes, we got really good feedback from the people. You could tell that we really, you know, brightened their day. We went to a juvenile detention center, and we weren't allowed to talk to the kids, but immediately when we started dancing, there was laughter coming from the crowd.
Homes for the disabled. This year it was especially fun because a lot of them were really into it, and the way they get into it is really different than the way, you know, the kids at the juvenile detention center got into it. I remember we went up to this one kid after the performance, and he was in a wheelchair, and he had just turned 17, so he sang a happy birthday. And then I came up to him and I was like, you know, I saw you dancing during the performance. I was like, do you want to dance with me? And so everyone who was standing around him starts going like this, and then he starts moving around, and he starts like laughing, and he didn't stop laughing for like 10 minutes straight. And then it was just so fun to see, like, you know, how we totally made his day.
I feel like at worship at night is where we all kind of come together and really open up.
It's not only that the older kids reached out to the younger kids, it's that the younger kids reached out to the older kids. And that really impacted me in like a huge way, and it made such a difference on the tour. Something I learned about myself on this choir tour was that I make much more of a difference than I think I do. If you have an open heart, God will just use you more than you'd ever dream, and it's really, really awesome.
If you don't leave GB Tour with a changed heart, I mean, that just doesn't happen.
And the love feast is always amazing.
Oh, yeah.
The love feast is fantastic. While we're giving each other communion, we tell, you know, the other person what we love about them. You have people you barely even know coming up to you saying, you know, this week I've seen you reach out to this person and it really touched me. It shows you how many indirect blessings have come your way, you know. That's really the point where we all become a family, and that family just never goes away.